Good morning. Hey, y'all. Good morning. Thank y'all for joining. Let's get into our show. I hope you guys are having a wonderful Thursday, aka Friday Eve, honey. It's almost Friday. This week is flying by. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Let's go ahead and get into this show because I got to get out of here soon. Okay. Okay. All right. Let's get into it. Of course, everything said in the video is alleged, and in my opinion, and is used for fair use and entertainment. Hey, I see my top flights are here. Truth is here. Rose is here. I see you, Devoria. Thanks for being here. Shaquanda is here. Thank you guys all for being here. Okay, let's go ahead and jump in because we don't really have a lot of time here. All right. My show is not as long this morning, you guys, because we're gonna have to hit it and quit it. All right, because I got to get up out of here. So let's get into our first topic. Of course, y'all know we do politics first, so let's let you guys know what's going on with that. Let's share. Good morning to everyone coming in. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you guys for being here. All right. So shout out to Bala Alert, you guys. TSA officials warned the government shutdown may force U.S. airport closures as staffing shortages reach critical levels. We keep telling you guys that TSA, they haven't been receiving paychecks now. They're behind a few paychecks in terms of not being paid. So a lot of people are not coming to work. A lot of people are like, fuck this job, right? So in terms of that happening, TSA, they're saying they may have to shut things down to where people are not going to be able to be flying out. So if you guys have flights that you have coming up, you might have to find other means to travel to where you're trying to go because people ain't showing up. So let's get into it. All right. So the American aviation system is staring down a massive operational collapse. Now, after more than a month of the federal government shutdown, top officials are now sounding the alarm that the Transportation Security Administration, which we know as TSA, may have to shutter entire terminals or airports as staffing levels plummet. Now, Adam Stahl, the acting deputy administrator of the TSA, was direct about the gravity of the situation during a Tuesday morning interview on Fox and Friends. It says that he explained that while the agency has tried to shuffle resources to keep gates open, the safety net is gone. Now, frankly, there's not much else we can do, according to him. He says that he also warned that if the funding lapse continues, that it is not hyperbole that to suggest that we may have to quite literally shut down airports, particularly small ones. Y'all hear that? So imagine going to your airport to fly somewhere and yeah, we shut down the airport because we don't have enough TSA people. Okay, you got to go through TSA in order to fly. You can't be having weapons and crazy shit on the plane that you're not supposed to have, right? So the situation has reached a critical stage because the National Deployment Office, the internal team responsible for sending emergency relief staff to overwhelm airports, is now fully depleted. The timing could not be worse. It says that the U.S. Travel Association is currently tracking a record-breaking spring break season, right, with an estimated 171 million people expected to fly during March and April. While some travelers in cities like Las Vegas and or Los Angeles have reported relatively normal wait times, the experience at other major hubs has turned into a nightmare. I hear Atlanta Airport is definitely experiencing long wait times as well. So I hope that one don't get shut down. Says at the world's busiest airports in Atlanta, as I just told you guys, as well as New York, JFK, and Houston Hobby, call out rates have hit 21%. This has resulted in security lines that snake around or snake out of the main terminals and into parking garages, with some passengers waiting over 3 hours just to reach a scanner. That's a long time, right? So that's going to be very frustrating. Now, the mass absences are a direct result of the financial strain on the 50,000 agents who have been working without pay since DHS funding expired on February 14th. Now, this past weekend, these essential employees received paychecks for $0. Imagine getting a check and it's got $0. That will make you, hold on. Ooh, child, I had to swing for somebody. Oh my God, that'll make you swing. Be like, hi, when you're receiving your paycheck today, you open the bitch up and $0. Really? That's how people get swung on. Like, we're not promoting violence, but damn. So the Department of Homeland Security confirmed that 366 officers have already resigned since the shutdown began, citing the severe operational strain on their families. I know that's right, because I mean, you know, every month you writing out your bills and what you got to pay. You can't be getting checks for $0 when you got light bill, gas bill, phone bill, car payments, mortgages, and all of the other bills that everyone have every month to have to pay, and you getting checks with zero on it. Like, hello, you gotta go somewhere where they're paying. So I get it. I totally get it. Prayers up for everybody involved in that situation. If you work at TSA, at the airport, or anywhere that's directly affected by this situation, damn, I prayers up. That's all I can say. All right. Okay, let's get into this Jasmine Crockett news. Oh, child, that took something out of me. Oh my God. All right, let's get in Jasmine Crockett. Y'all know she's gonna always tell the good truth, even though I'm still kind of upset that they did not vote her in office. I feel like she definitely deserved it, but I feel like God's timing is always perfect. Everything is done within a certain time. Not saying it wasn't her time, but I feel like better things are definitely in the wings for her. So, you know, when one door closes, definitely another one opens. So we're going to be hoping and praying that other good things for her will definitely come into fruition. Let's get into it.
International drug traffickers love Donald Trump because they know that even if they are arrested, it's easy enough to get a pardon from him.
Finish her!
Okay.
Oh, you can!
This is so funny.
The data shows
Shout out to Gotham City God. I be watching a lot of his stuff. So funny. So funny.
that Donald Trump is one of the most pro-drug trafficking presidents in modern day history.
Wrong.
It was never about protecting Americans.
Y'all want to see a dead body?
It was never about bringing democracy to Venezuela. It was never about stopping illicit drugs from entering the country. Like everything else this administration does, it was about corruption.
Do me a favor, please. Get out of here. Get out of here, man. Shit, I'm saying.
Shout out to Gotham City Gospel. Y'all enjoy that. A little ha-ha this morning, okay? Shout out to Jasmine Crockett for that as well. Let's move on. All right, so we've been talking about these raggedy preachers out here, y'all. Let's get into this next topic. Y'all gonna be like, what? This person need to be arrested, and anybody else who fell for this lie should be also arrested as well. A preacher is busted for selling reserved seats in heaven, y'all, for $299 each. Who is out here spending $299 for some reserved seating in heaven like he got a direct connection in heaven for some damn seats? Are y'all ready for this? I said, I know you damn lying. Shout out to the Dude Human Report. Our preacher is busted selling several reserved seats in heaven for $299 each in Palmetto County, Florida. Now, Pastor Darnell Crump, who is 54 years old of the Eternal Glory Worship Center, is facing wire fraud charges after investigators say he collected over $47,000 from congregation members in exchange for what he called pre-registered heavenly placement certificates. Y'all. According to the Palmetto County Sheriff's Office, Crump distributed laminated cards to paying members that included a seat number, a cloud illustration, and the phrase "confirmed by the Lord." This is crazy. The scheme reportedly included tiered pricing: general seated near the back, which was $299, premium placement closer to the throne, which was $599, front row seat, direct sight line to glory, $1,200. And people were paying for this, you guys. VIP package including preferred parking. So you driving to heaven now, okay? Preferred parking and early entry, $2,500. I don't know early entry to heaven. That means I gotta up and pass away. Like, I don't know early entry into heaven. But $2,500 for that early entry, child. Oh God, so y'all paying to die early. Go off. Y'all listening to this? This is like, this really happened, y'all. I'm like, these are some slow, crazy. Stockholm syndrome is real, okay? So investigators say that Crump told buyers that the certificates were non-refundable because Said the quote, he quoted, "God does not issue chargebacks." Child said that the fraud unraveled after a member's accountant flagged the purchase as a non-deductible expense. Detective Lorraine Stubbs of the Financial Crimes Unit stated, "In 15 years, I have never had to write the words celestial seating chart in an official report." Said, "I have now written in 6 times." Said the laminating machine declined to comment. Not the laminating machine. It turns out that the only thing that was reserved was his right to remain silent. I know that shit right. What do y'all think about this? Well, what's blowing me is that people actually paid this for these crazy ass laminating pieces of papers that he gave them, like a close seat to the throne, $599. Oh, y'all crazy out here? See what we're talking about? Y'all better get a church out here that do not be on the bull-ish. That's some straight up bull. Look how he looking back like, yeah, bitch, I got y'all. Stupid. The first time I would have heard them even read the shit out of church, I'd have been like, put my finger up, grab my purse, and skedaddle on up out of there. I don't want to hear that bullshit, right? But you got some people that sit there through that, be like, oh, let me go ahead and write my check out. Girl, if you don't go get on medication in here, okay? Are you okay? Are you all right? All right, so shout out to the Neighborhood Talk. Let's get into this story. Let me put my trigger up. This kind of was heart-wrenching and heart-tugging, all right? Anytime children are involved, it's very sad. But I got to talk about this situation because this is a viral topic. Now, charges have been dropped against a driver who struck and unalived a 6-year-old trying to retrieve a ball from the street. The investigation remains open. Let's get into this and we'll do our commentary on the back end. All right, let's go.
District Attorney's Office is dropping charges against a woman connected to a killed a 6-year-old child. Keontae Goss faces charges of driving on a suspended license and no insurance after a deadly wreck at Signal Street and Whitney Avenue. She faced those charges, I should say. Now investigators say the boy ran into the road to retrieve the ball and was struck and killed. Goss remained on the scene following the crash. And the District Attorney's Office is dropping charges against
Now, first of all, 6 years old. Why is there not an adult? As you guys can see on the camera here, looks like a doorbell camera. Why is there not an adult outside watching him? With trafficking and kidnapping being at an all-time high, children nowadays cannot play outside like we used to play when we were kids, right? You can go outside, play till dusk and dawn, and there ain't nobody gonna bother you because everybody in the damn neighborhood know you, and they'll be done told your mama that such and such happened and who did it, right? Back then, everybody was in your business, but nowadays you have to watch your children. Preferably have your child play in the backyard, okay, and then sit back there with them, or have someone who can sit back there with them while they play. Probably not in the front yard where he's kicking a ball that could potentially run into the damn street or roll into the street, and then something like this happens, right? So many things is wrong with this. So many things is wrong with this. I was just like, oh my God. All right, we're going to stop it. So you already know what's going to happen, right? We're not going to watch what's going to happen, but just use your imagination, all right? Now, it said that the tragic situation is a 6-year-old boy passes away after being struck by a car. Now, a woman behind the wheel charged with driving with a suspended license. Now, that's the update on this situation. So, said that all charges have been dropped against the Memphis woman accused of hitting and unaliving a 6-year-old boy last week. Kenyati Ghost, which is his name, or Goss rather, had been charged with driving while her license was suspended and financial responsibility after the boy was struck at a residential intersection. Surveillance video showed the child drop and kick a basketball into the street before being hit. It said that he was rushed to a hospital, a children's hospital, in critical condition and later pronounced unalive. Now, when the incident first happened, says the neighbors described the tragic scene. Helen Carter, who lives in that neighborhood, says that, well, I was walking through the house and I heard an impact. I thought that it was a car wreck. When I came out, his family was screaming and running up and down the street. And she said a 6-year-old baby was hit by a car. Good God. So it said that court records now show that misdemeanor charges were dismissed during a hearing on Monday. Police say that the investigation is still ongoing and there is no word on whether the boy's family will face any consequences. Well, he was unattended. You have to watch your kids. And I'm not saying that it's their fault, but it kind of is your fault. You have to watch your kids. He shouldn't have been nowhere near the road. right? I get it. He was going to get his ball, but where was the mother saying, hey, come back from that road. Don't go to that road. That's what a mother, I didn't hear that in the video, right? I didn't hear that in the video. As soon as he kicked that ball and it rolled, the mother should have been to that door. Her ass should have been outside, really. But she should have said, don't you go to that road. Don't do that. Come back from that road so you don't get, get hit by a car, whatever. I didn't hear that. I hate to see stuff like this because this could have been prevented had the mother been watching the child. So this was an unfortunate situation. Y'all dropping in what you have to say. I do feel that the person that hit the child should have been charged because it's your responsibility as a driver to watch. It's no different than if a fucking dog would have ran out. You have to watch because in the blink of an eye, something can happen to where you will have to brake hard and stop. If a child runs out, you gotta stop. But if you're not paying attention, a lot of times people are driving and texting and not paying attention or, doing other things other than paying attention to the road, and situations like this can occur. So if you hit someone with your car, you are very much so responsible for that. I don't give a fuck what was going on, right? I'm just saying you're responsible. So this person should be charged at least for manslaughter, okay? Or second degree, something of that nature. And then the fact that you're driving with this suspended license, that's a charge in itself. So I'm gonna definitely keep my eye on this case to see what actually happens and the finalization of this case. All right, let's move along. Let's get into this Boosie news. Let's go ahead and refresh you guys' memory about what happened. Y'all know Boosie. I'll leave the trigger up for this just in case. Y'all know there was a young woman that came out yesterday to say that Boosie raped her when she was 5 years old. Boosie said, bitch, I don't even know who the fuck you are. The girl was saying that Boosie dated her mom when she was younger or back in the day, and said the girl was 5 whenever she said Boosie kind of had his way with her forcefully or whatever. Boosie is like, bitch, I am just like gagged by this because like I'm a mentor to younger people. Younger people look up to me. I have children. He said, bitch, I would never violate someone else. I would never do that. So he has vehemently denied these allegations that this young woman have come out to put out on him. He is definitely looking for her and her identity so that he can press charges on her. He is giving reward money. He has offered reward money for anyone who knows who she is. I did see, did I put that up? I did see that he did find her profile. He did find her profile, but hold on. He found her profile, but nobody knows who she is. I meant to put that up. Y'all bear with me, okay? I've been trying to help and get my stuff up here. Where is it? Okay, yeah, we saw it. They actually found her profile. Why can't I find it now? Oh my God. Somebody on TikTok found her profile, but they still have not found out what her government name is. So that's what he's looking for. He's soliciting any help that they can find in terms of her identity. They haven't found it as of yet, though, okay? Oh, I need to send that too. Give me a second, y'all. Shit. So this situation has really blown or snowball rather into a mess. But let's go ahead and remind you guys in terms of this is the girl. This is the girl. For those of you that watched my video on yesterday, this is just a refresher. We're not going to look at all of this. This is just a refresher for those of you that may be coming in and have not seen this or don't know about this. And then just for those of you that did see it, so you can be, oh, I remember. Okay, so let's get into it. Shout out to Live Bites. And then we're going to look at Boosie's reply to this young woman because he is pissed. All right. So she says, I'm ready to tell my story, how I was automized by a rapper that goes by the name of Boosie, and how it was covered up and how I wasn't protected at the age of 5, part 1. Again, I'm not saying that this happened to her, and I'm not saying that it didn't. I'm just reporting the news. Boosie has said that several bloggers have reported that he did this. Never will I get on my platform and accuse someone of something until they are found guilty in a court of law. Okay, I'm reporting that this is what is alleged. It's said about him. I hope this is not true. If it's not true, again, like I said yesterday, shame on her. But let's go ahead and get into what she is accusing him of.
Ready to tell my story, how I was sodomized and raped by the rapper that goes by the name of Boosie. This took place when I was 5 years old. He dated my mother back around the 2000s. And He was a very violent person, what I can remember. He was very nice to me in the beginning. And it went about him coming around a few times after the fact, and he started to act like a different person.
There are a lot of questions. Why the fuck is your eyebrows on top of your bangs? Like, what kind of filter is this? I don't know. I'm being thrown. I'm trying to pay attention, but these eyebrows on top of your bangs moving up and down, it's just throwing me. That's a lot. That's letting me know you're lying right there. Now let me stop.
One night, my mother was asleep, and he came in and he started to abuse me then around that time.
Okay, so y'all hear what she's alleging? We don't need to hear no more. Again, I'll drop the link for those of you that want to hear it in its entirety. And y'all can go and listen to all of what she has to say. I'm not going to oh, hold up. Okay. Yeah, I'm not gonna play it all because child, she kind of gets into some things, and yeah. Gotta take the platform. All right, so let's get into what
they got this
because he is pissed. For those of you who didn't get to see it yesterday, he is like, bitch.
lying ass bitch and gave me fake accusations saying I raped her when she was 5 years old. And gave me the worst accusation a man could have in the world, bro, you know. So I'm suing this bitch for defamation of character. I just left the lawyer's office. I need her real name. I got $1,000 to anybody who got her real name. I need her brother's real name, her cousin's real name, her mama real name, her grandpa real name. I'm gonna take everything from this bitch.
I mean, this is an easy fix, right? You guys can see Boosie is pissed. He's like, bitch, nah, I'm not letting this slide, because he's like, this is definitely defamation. You coming after my character. I'm a public figure. You can make people not want to purchase my music, book me places. Like, this is how he pays his bills and how he survives. When you put allegations like this out there, people not going to fuck with him on no level, because they're gonna see him as a fucking pedo if that's not true. So it takes a while to get your reputation back up. Or fix your reputation when lies like this have been put out against you. This is not funny. I don't see nothing funny about this. Now, she's got pictures of herself, her mom, and Boosie, or where her mom and Boosie were dating. If she got pictures of Boosie, I don't know, Boosie. All right, that's all I'm saying. She got some pictures of you and when her mama used to date, and when she was a little girl, she's in the picture. I don't know. But bitch, if you ain't got no evidence on this, and you just out here rambling and talking, and you looking for attention on social media, that's about to be your ass, because I'm gonna tell you right now, Boosie will find you. Boosie will find you. Now, whoever sent him, and I'm so mad that I didn't save it, because that's so crazy. I was looking at it last night and it popped up on my screen where someone sent him the screenshot of her TikTok, but it doesn't have her government name. All right. So somebody did track her down on TikTok and send it to Boosie. He was like, yeah, thank you for this, but I need the government name. All right. So y'all already know, a couple of days ago when we talked about it, there was a young woman who reported and kept calling Child Protective Services on Boosie, putting out egregious lies about him not being a great father and saying that his infant daughter was being abused. I told y'all about that, where he says that Child Protective Services came to his home, searched his home, checked out his daughter, all of the, the things they have to do. They have to come to your home and check things out when there are reports. But he was pissed. He was like, what the fuck is this? Like, I'm a great father to all of my kids. So this person who I don't even know has been stalking me and calling, making multiple reports on me, saying that I'm doing something I'm not doing. And now there's a record in Child Protective Services on him, that they've had to come to his house for whatever reason. So he's like, I'm sick of this shit. He's getting ready to lawyer up and press charges. And he wants to know who this young woman is. Now, let's fast forward, so you guys know what's going on. He's going after Tasha K, because Tasha K, I don't know why she keeps finding herself in situations, but baby, you should have stayed the fuck out of this. And I know that you want to get views and all that shit, but baby, you ain't learned nothing from from Cardi B. All right. Now, some interviews, go get your money in the views, but all that. But baby, listen, I would stay the fuck out of this. So let's go ahead and get into this. All right. This is Ball Alert. Tasha K is trying to line up an exclusive after a woman accused Boosie of inappropriate behavior from her childhood. So does that mean that Tasha K knows who this person is? Because how the fuck you gonna interview her and nobody knows who the fuck she is, right? Sound like somebody else I know. How are you going to do an exclusive interview with this said person and Boosie on the internet asking people to please send me this girl's identity, okay? so that I can know who she is and press charges upon her fucking ass, right? So as you guys can see here, Tasha K is trying to line up an exclusive interview after a woman accused Boosie of inappropriate behavior from her childhood, and she publicly invited the accuser to come forward for an interview. So why don't you reach out to Boosie and say, this woman right here? So it sounds like there's ulterior motives, just a little bit. Said she also shared her contract info and said that she wants to get to the bottom of the situation as soon as possible. Boosie quickly responds to the comments, denying the allegations, and is warning that he plans to take legal action, and said that he also told her to review the video and read between the lines. The situation is still developing, and the claims remain allegations at this time, of course. So I'm just reading to you guys what's on the screen, okay? I just read to you guys what you guys see. So if Tasha knows who this person is, reach out to Boosie and say this is her identity. I mean, of course, you're gonna find out when you see the fucking interview if they wind up doing it, right? So Boosie has responded. You guys see on my screen. So when he found out that there's going to be this infamous interview with Tasha K, this is what he had to say. That rhymed it. All right, let me take this down. Let's move the comments so y'all can see. All right. Can y'all see now? All right, so Boosie says, I'm go sue you too, bitch. I'm gonna sue you too, bitch. Okay, said that you better look at that video and read between the lines. All right. So Tasha then responds at Boosie. I said, Boosie, don't threaten me, but we will do our due diligence. I hope you didn't touch that girl. So Tasha is planning on going through with this interview anyway, and Boosie has already let her know he is definitely suing her if she proceeds with this fucking interview, right? Now, she has a right to interview whoever she wants to interview, but you have to make sure that people that you have on your platform, especially when they have allegations like this against a person, that shit is actual factual, because then you might slip up and say some shit that make it sound like you agree, or that you're pushing this narrative of this girl saying that something was done to her, or to make people kind of believe or lean into thinking that Boosie actually did violate this person when they were 5 years old. Because I mean, immediately when you hear that someone was violated at 5 years old, you think, oh my God, she was just a child, right? Not thinking about maybe the shit didn't really happen. And again, I'm not saying it did or did not. But again, you have to make sure that you are reporting factual information, especially when it comes to defaming someone's character or tearing down their reputation. Like, you got to watch that shit. I mean, I don't know why she didn't learn that from Cardi B, right? You got to be careful with these damn interviews. And especially if he's looking for her identity, and then you know who the fucking person is. Y'all already got contracts and all that shit put together, and you're going to have this person on your platform. Girl, you cannot stand another lawsuit. Like, you literally just started a GoFundMe for the fucking lawsuit that you're facing now with Cardi B, where you owe millions of dollars. So Boosie, I'm sure not gonna sue you for $500. I'm sure that shit gonna be in the millions, and you're gonna be right back down there filing for bankruptcy. It's the same old process again that you had to go through with damn Cardi B. I wouldn't even touch this shit. I'd be like, girl, take that shit somewhere. Go talk to somebody else. I know it's hot news. I know I get hella views, but bitch, no, I don't want no parts of that. That's what I'd have told her. Because, bitch, you're not about to get me sued again. How many times must one be sued, right? Child, oh, God, let's move on. Let's move on, child. That is a lot. All right, so let's give an update, because today is the day, Lord. I have been waiting for this moment all my life. Like the song said, I've been waiting, child, for this moment. Well, the time has come, all right? Yes, God. All right, my show will be on today, Lord. Okay. Hold on, let me take this down so y'all can see. Today is the day, March the 19th, which is today, Lord. Okay, over there on good old Netflix, Jesus. Beauty in Black, the new episode, Lord, will be on. I don't know what to say, Lord. When I tell you, I told my husband last night, babe, I can't wait. We are going to binge watch like we did every single solitary episode, right? Like, we started out, and I told you guys when I first watched it, like when it first came on, first season? Like, we literally watched one episode and sat there and watched the entire season. We binge watched the entire, I went and popped some popcorn and we watched the entire season. Same thing with the next season. It's so good, you cannot watch one episode, right? So the new season will be on tonight. For those of you that have not caught up on it, it's a good time if you don't have anything else to watch, you know, you're bored hanging out around the house, or, you know, now with technology, you can watch it on your phone. If you're at work, put your earplugs in, log on to your little Netflix or whatever, and go ahead and check out the prior season, because it is out there on Netflix right now. I went and saw it last night. so that you will be caught up whenever the new episode comes on. It might already be up there. I may have to go and check later on. But yeah, so Beauty in Black, new episode, new season will start today. As you guys can see down here, I know you can barely see it, March the 19th. Part 1 is now playing if you want to catch up and know what's going on, right? So excited. Oh my God, that just really made my heart just melt. Oh my God, because I know it's going to be good. So what do y'all think? Let me know. So he can sue her for a lot of money. Oh yeah, he going to get in her ass. I just know it because he pissed about that shit. You could tell. He is mad. He is mad, as he should be, right? All right, let's get into this next topic. I've always said I do not like how Congress like to get into women's business in terms of telling them what to do with their body. You should not be forced to have a C-section, right? You should not be forced to do that for no apparent reason, unless it's a medical situation or emergency situation to where you have to, right? Most women who go in for C-sections, they know prior to getting it, if everything goes well in your pregnancy, that you're going to have a C-section prior. Unless you get there and there's something going on with the baby and they got to take the baby out right now and you're not able to push the baby out, then they do recommend you have C-section, okay? But a Florida court forces a woman to undergo a C-section during active labor. Let's get into it. I hate the word force when it comes to anything to do with a woman and her body. I don't like that. But let's get into it. According to the Girls Are Fighting, a Florida woman was forced to undergo a C-section while in active labor after a court held a virtual hearing from her hospital room. The fuck, right? So hospital staff brought a tablet to her bedside where a judge, attorneys, and medical personnel appeared on screen to decide whether she would have surgery. Now, the woman, a professional birthing doula, had previously had 3 C-sections, one of which resulted in serious complications. Now, she had expressed that she did not want another C-section unless it was medically necessary, but the judge overruled her wishes, citing the interest of her unborn child. Now, the hearing took place while she was already in labor. So imagine she's already frantic. She's in pain. Like, you want to talk to anybody when you're in labor. Like, shit, I remember when my ass was in labor. Don't talk to me. Don't touch me. Like, I had an attitude. I ain't going to lie. I had an attitude because I was hurting. But giving her only minutes to respond and no advocate present. Oh, Lord. Now, she later shared her experience on TikTok. Let's go ahead and look at this video. I just don't agree with this. Like, don't tell me what to do with my body. Okay, let's get into it.
A real judge, you know? I'm sorry, budget be hyperbolic. It's a real judge. Let me get this is the craziest thing I ever seen.
Good afternoon, ma'am. I know you may be able to see me on your screen in just a second here. I'll introduce myself. I do.
First of all, bitch, I'm laying in the hospital. Like, who is glammed up in the hospital when they about to give birth, right? Who? Like, look how this woman is laying up here and you got just like strangers who you would not know. Like these people are literally in her room, in her hospital room when she's about to give birth. She probably got no bra on, probably got no drawers on. She's laying there. She's in pain. You know, when you're in labor, you don't feel like being touched or even talked to, but you got strangers literally on a webcam with a webcam in your face and you laying up here with your head tied up. You're not looking presentable, like just to tell me what to do with my body. Let's continue.
Do see you on.
Oh.
A real judge, you know? I'm sorry, wasn't being hyperbolic. It's a real judge. Let me get this is the craziest thing I ever seen.
Me too.
Good afternoon, ma'am. I know you may be able to see me on your screen in just a second here. I'll introduce myself. I do see you on.
A real judge, you know?
So they didn't go into it, but as you guys can see, they have all of these people on this panel. This is the judge right here, obviously. But you have these people, these random people, these white people just sitting up looking at this woman laying in her hospital bed, unpresentable, to tell her that she is definitely going to be forced into getting a C-section when this is something that she's saying she do not want to do. Now, we already know with these new laws and all these new things going on, where you're not allowed to get any abortions, and we'll say it that way for YouTube, because of this new law that was put out there, which I think is total bullshit. I'm all for abortions if you feel as a woman that that's something that you want to do. But I don't feel like you should be able to tell a woman what she should do with her body and how she should have her baby, unless it is a medical situation where the baby, where the cord is wrapped around in the neck and they can't, I'm just giving, just different scenarios. If the cord is wrapped around and they can't unwrap the cord and the baby's life is definitely the life is weighing in the balance and they got to get the baby out like immediately. Okay, yes, C-section, get the baby out. we ain't got to argue. But if things are just going smooth, you know, and you say, hey, I really don't want to have I've had prior C-sections, I just, you know, I don't want to. In most situations, and I'm not a doctor, if you had a previous C-section, you're probably going to have another one. I had C-section with my son. Can I be transparent? Yes, I did. The shit was painful. It was very painful. But hey, at the end of the day, she is a doula. I think she would know something about medical situations and if she would need to have a C-section done. But it sounds like she said she did have 3, so maybe the doctors decided that they were going to give her one anyway because of whatever medical situation, and she was probably kicking against that. But with this whole Roe versus Wade and all this other shit going on, they decided to have a full-fledged court session, baby, while she's in the middle of labor, and I just thought that was the craziest shit ever. Somebody says, I was wondering if she can really push. In some situations, they will see if you can push. And again, I'm not a doctor. Do we have April R. in Virgo? She is a nurse. And if we have any other nurses, feel free to sound off in the comments on that. Because again, I'm not a doctor. I just know I'm a mother who had a child. So I kind of know a little bit how this shit works. But bottom line is, what do y'all think? I just don't feel like someone should be told what to do with their body unless you absolutely have to have a C-section, because it does take longer to heal versus pushing the baby out naturally. But y'all sound off. I thought this was so inappropriate to just have all these strange people just sitting back looking at this woman in the bed like this in so much pain in full-fledged labor. My God. But let's move on. Let me put my trigger back up for this one. Now, a few people had some things to say about the judge sentencing in this situation with this young man. But my thing is, when you continue to show people that you don't have any intentions of changing your situation, you're already in trouble, then you kind of get what you get. His family, this guy's family, they're trying to appeal this case. I've been reading up on this. He's an 18-year-old Texas man named Caden James. He is sentenced. They're not happy with his sentence. They thought he was going to get probation. Okay. His family was asking his attorney to see if the judge would give him probation. Now, mind you, he did hold up a store by the way of robbery. And when they locked him up, he got in jail and started picking fights and jumping people. So it's like, you already in trouble over here. So they put you in jail so that you can wait until you go to court for whatever you need to go to court for. And while you're in jail, you're wreaking havoc and just randomly jumping people and just in there fighting like a damn pit bull in jail. But then when you come to court, you want the judge to be lenient. And what the judge had to say to him, which she was not very nice, because she's like, bitch, we gave you so many chances, right? So let me read to you guys what happened first, and then we're going to play the video, because he acts surprised, like, oh my God, I really thought I was going to get probation, not for robbery. But let's get into it. Family reacts as Texas teen gets 25 years in prison for the sentence. Now, an 18-year-old Texas man, Caden James, was sentenced to 25 years in prison after pleading guilty to aggravated robbery stemming from a 2025 convenience store holdup. Now, authorities say that Mr. Caden James and 2 others robbed a store at Pow Point, with surveillance video capturing the clerk being assaulted during the incident. Now, during the sentencing, Judge Raquel West said that she did not believe that Mr. Caden James was a good candidate for probation before handing down a lengthy prison term. Now, because a weapon was used, he will be required to serve a significant portion of his sentence before becoming eligible for parole. I don't know if any of you guys have ever been in a situation where you've been robbed, or, you know, we'll say shit, robbed. If you've ever been in a situation where you've been held up at Pow Point, or around a situation where someone tried to take something from you by way of Pow force, that's something that you don't live down. That's something you don't just immediately get over, because all you can see is your life flash before you. If you've ever been in a situation like that, where a firearm has been used to where you are scared shitless, to where you just don't know if you are going to live or be gone up there to them pearly gates, baby, you don't really get over that. That's going to take some counseling. That's going to take some therapy. Like, you are shaking up, like you are just like in fucking Twilight Zone, right? Because of a person's selfish means of wanting to take something from you that don't belong to them. He's 18 years old, ruined your entire life. Let's go ahead and get to the video, though, so you guys can see this. Shout out to Smash the Top.
Mr. Fontenette, there was a time some years ago that there really wasn't even a question. Everyone, state's attorneys were recommending youthful offenders, probation. Let's give everybody an opportunity. And things have just changed in such an incredible incredibly dangerous way with young people doing what I just saw you do on that screen. I cannot imagine the fear that person had that was working in that store, that he now has, just trying to go to work, make a living, and go home. And he has 3 people come in and not just grab a little quick something and run out, but terrorize him for quite some time. Pulling him around, yanking him around, putting guns in his face, all 3 of you. I also, in addition to the PSI, get jail incident reports. And you apparently like to fight and jump people, which is what's been happening in the jail. So it makes it very difficult for me to go, oh, this is somebody that's going to get out and behave, who can follow the rules, because you can't even follow the rules in jail. And the pre-sentence report shows that you're a high risk level, which tells me that after they've looked at everything, that you don't have, unfortunately, a good likelihood of being successful if I were to put you on probation. And Mr. Coleman's right. We're tired of it. And there's got to be something done. So in cause number 25, DCCR 1759, I'm going to find that you entered your plea of guilty freely and voluntarily. I'm going to find sufficient evidence to find you guilty. And at this time, I'm going to find you guilty of aggravated robbery. I'm going to sentence you to a term of 25 years in the institutional division.
Family going crazy.
Mr. Fontenette, there was a time.
So what was the judge to do? I mean, I've never heard of anybody in a situation like this commit a crime to this magnitude and get put on probation. Like, who is out here getting probation for armed robbery? I've never heard of that shit ever. Like, that's a mandatory 20 years, 15 to 20 year sentence right there. I watch enough crime shows, okay? I watch enough court TV. Like, you don't get no damn probation. And to make matters worse, if you're asking your attorney to try to convince the judge to give you probation, you don't go into jail and just start jumping people and wreaking havoc and have all of these damn reports on you to where you just so problematic, and then you get into court and you acting like you are just hella surprised when the judge be like, yeah, probation probably ain't the thing for you, because you ain't gonna do nothing but get right back out and be right back in the same bullshit and be right back before me again. So we're gonna go ahead and give you that good 25 so you can sit your ass down and sit and reflect and better yourself inside. Okay, they got counseling, all the things you can do outside. You can get counseling, therapy. You're gonna get 3 hots and a cot, or maybe some cocks. I don't know. But at the end of the day, yeah, you don't need to be outside. And I don't know what's going on in this young man's life. He's only 18. That's who need to be sent over there to go fight in the war. See, people like this right here, since you want to fight so much, I keep saying, Trump, that's the way you need to be looking. Go into the justice system and find these young kids who don't have shit else going on or to do. 18 years old, you hit the mark, baby. You need to be sent over there to fight versus sending people, random people to the door, officers to the door, say, hey, you got an 18-year-old, we're here to pick them up so they can go fight in the war. This who need to be fighting, because obviously that's what he likes to do. Don't come asking for my son to go fight no damn war. Obviously, you know how to use a firearm. I mean, right? Obviously, you know how to use a firearm. Go use it when it's needed. Over there in the war. This is crazy. So now the family, of course, is upset because the judge gave this person 25 years in prison. They are trying to appeal it, which I don't see you doing that after you've already pled guilty to said crime, and you're seen on surveillance video doing this. You were roughing this man up, according to what the judge said in said video when you were robbing this store. You didn't have to do that. Right? You need money that bad, go get a fucking job. I just don't understand why people feel entitled to other people's things when they didn't work for it. But bottom line is, this is a lesson learned. You're 18, you got 25 years. It's going to be a while for your ass to get out, and you have to serve the majority because of the nature of the crime. So let that be a lesson to anyone. Parents, teach your children. Don't be out here on that type of bullshit, because they are giving out football number times to individuals out here committing said crimes, right? Teach your kids. Moving on. It's so crazy how the mom in the background, oh no, whole time somebody lost their life over your son So probation for a life law or for a person being robbed? Ma'am, no, ma'am. And I know that's your son. Every mother loves their child. I love mine. But we have to be, you know, we have to see reality in this situation when said crimes like this are committed. Okay, you just got to teach your kids better, honey. Let's get into this Brandy news. Brandy. Now, we can take this down. We don't need this. All right. So, Brandy, honey, Brandy is responding. Single Brandy. All right. Let's get this up. Single Brandy is responding after there was an interview done with a few rappers. Okay. Rapper Shyne was also mentioned in this situation where it was said that Brandy was dating multiple guys at one time, like years and years ago. But we're going to take a look at this. Ray J actually did a video where he's threatening all of them to keep Brandy's name out of their mouth, as he should. That's his sister. He loves her. And he's going to speak up for her when guys are coming forward and trying to drag her and make it seem like she was this thought monster back in the day. Y'all know she dated Mace. They said that she dated Shyne, rapper Shyne. She also dated somebody else was saying. But anywho, so let's get into this. Brandy actually responded to all of this because this has been going on for a couple of days now. So Brandy says that her relationship with Shyne was only platonic and after a recent interview. Let's get into what was said. Now, that's what she responded to. Let's get into what Shyne had to say.
It was a snitch.
Okay.
So I'm not. I think he know who it is.
Right.
I'm not gonna expose him.
Right.
All right. So Shyne says that Brandy was his dream girl and explains the moment that he found out Mace dated her before him. So we already knew she dated rapper Mace. Well, I knew if you guys follow music like that. But let's get into the rest of what Shyne had to say.
But so I was so excited because this is my dream person.
Right. Talk about Brandy.
Brandy,
right?
I'm a poor kid, Brooklyn, watching MTV, watching Moesha, watching her on BET, and you know, as a dream, I'm like, man, if she was to know Shyne,
right.
I got that.
Right.
So when I came up, she was in the crosshairs, like I was sniping.
Right.
And yeah, I had no idea though, because he was special.
Right.
So he was running that playbook
right.
so discreetly, so quietly. I had no idea.
Yeah, he's sneaky.
So he was.
I love this side of Shyne. That political shit he be talking, it's okay. But I told y'all how I feel about Shyne. Like I had a major crush on Shyne back in the day. That deep rap voice, because y'all know I like a little thug nigga. I love a little thug nigga. I like a smart, fine thug ass nigga. Okay, that's about his business. But Shyne just had that vibe about him back in the day. Okay, with the baseball cap pulled down. I love that shit. That's my shit. I love that. He didn't look like he was just about that, right? Shyne was fine as hell, still is, okay, still is. But now y'all know he's into that political stuff. He's trying to, he's in, what is it? He's like a politician. He's into political stuff. Anyway, but when he's talking that political stuff, I'm like, this ain't the same person from back in the 90s. But the fact that he was so tunnel vision on Brandy, y'all know Brandy was that girl back in the day. So Shyne was like, that was my girl. Like I was really trying to be like on Brandy, right? So Brandy has denied all of that. So I don't know what Shyne was thinking. Like, Shyne, are you out here lying on the D? Like, what's going on? But let's continue.
He was an ultra sniper, but I was so excited.
Right.
So I kept telling one of our mutual friend who was a snitch, friends, and he was snitching me out. And then so Brandy was like, yo, who you told you here?
Right.
How so-and-so know that you here with me right now? And I'm like, oh, man.
Right.
So yeah.
That's what's up.
That's
what elaborate.
That's my story.
What I'm elaborate.
Friends.
So Ray J took offense to them kind of talking about Brandy on the panel to make it kind of sound like she was this pass around girl in the industry, when Shyne pretty much was like, yeah, he was pushing up on Brandy. And then of course Mace was like, yeah, I had her too. It's kind of like you had it your way and I had a mine, like from Color Purple, when they were talking about old girl from Color Purple. Okay. But let's go back so we can see what Brandy had to say, because she responded. She's like, y'all trying to make it sound like I was just some thought monster out here. So Brandy says, in the late 90s, okay, I had a platonic friendship with rapper Shyne. Now, in an unfortunate turn of events, that friendship is now being mischaracterized as we dated. Now, unequivocally, said that we did not. And I'm not sure why an untrue narrative about a scope of what was friendship more than 20 years ago is being reshaped during his current media interviews. She mad about that. Said people telling their version of my story is why I am releasing my upcoming memoir, Phases. Okay. She says it is time to tell my truth and debunk many of the misnomers that people think they know about my life. Additionally, I rarely release statements and typically ignore stories about me in the headlines, even when they're false. But when I do decide to stand up for myself, I handle things on my own. Says, while I love my brother Ray J, I don't condone or support the messages that he shared on social media, and I have not asked him to defend me in any form. So she's like, pipe down, nigga, I got this, okay? But so Ray J was like threatening people and everything in his live chat. I was like, oh my God, Ray J, you can't be like that. You just Brandy, brother. You ain't street like that, nigga. You just know people. But anyway, because don't you have another another week to live or something like that? Ain't that what you said? So you want to take your last week of living out here threatening folks, talking about you want to run up on them and beat them up over Brandy? Child, please go somewhere and reflect. But anyway, so Brandy was like, yeah, that's just not true. But there's been a lot of rumors, and I like Brandy as an artist, but there's been a lot of rumors about Brandy and people that she's been with in the industry, like the whole Wanya Morris story. Y'all heard about that, where what's the girl that sang the T-shirt and my panties on song? Okay, Adina Howard. She had like this huge issue with Adina Howard back in the day, where it was said that she took Wanya Morris from Adina Howard. That's like true facts. Go look that up. Adina Howard had been dating Wanya Morris for like a while. And because Brandy was a more popular girl, of course, Wanya, after he did the song with Brandy on her album, they started messing around allegedly. And then they started dating. So he wound up leaving Adina Howard alone and getting with Brandy. Brandy must have that fire down there, because child, Brandy been out here snatching niggas for a minute now. But all right, so it caused some huge friction between Adina Howard and Brandy, to where even Adina Howard wound up getting kicked off of her label for fighting with Brandy. Did y'all know that? Go look it up. It's a true thing. But so she's been linked to several people. Not to say that she can't date around, because I mean, she's a single girl. She's never been married. Well, she was married, fake marriage. She was fake married to Robert, who she had her baby by. But she's been linked to several people in the industry. So Brandy, she pulling niggas out here. Brandy, she can get the guys. Brandy can bring the boys to the yard. All right. So if she has Shyne, like trying to scoop her up, and Mace, all these guys were like hot in the industry back then, and they were like crushing on Brandy. So shout out to Brandy for being able to pull some real ones out there. Okay. Good child. Tell you how I feel about Shyne, girl. Oh. But anyway, so what do you think about that? Brandy was like, yeah, it wasn't that. Like, it was a platonic friendship. But then did you give him the draws? Because y'all know sometimes people can misconstrue friendship with like, oh, that's my girl, if you gave him the booty or whatever. But y'all let me know what y'all think about that, because she has debunked that and said, yeah, no, but she did date Shyne. I mean, not Shyne, but she did date Mace, and she definitely was with Wanya, amongst other people in the industry. So let's move along into the reality TV portion, girl, because y'all know I be staying on some topics too long. Let's get into this with Britt Edie and Bravo, honey, because I'm about sick of them. Oh my God. Okay. I am like sick of you with this damn lawsuit, because girl, is going nowhere. Hold up. She said, girl, I love you, but go on. Okay. Rose, what you said, every week he's going to the dirt, and I'm not laughing at the illness, I'm laughing at him. Who y'all talking about? Said Brandy with a grown man, so when leave at 17. Ooh, let me get out of that, child. All right, so let's get into this Britt Edie news, honey, because child, Britt Edie still out here trying to come up on Bravo, and bitch, they like, girl, this lawsuit's going nowhere, girl, like somebody else's. But anyway, so Bravo blasts ex Real Housewives of Atlanta star Britt Edie's $20 million sexual harassment lawsuit over Kenya Moore incident, and says that she's rewriting history. We're back with this shit again. So Bravo is pushing back hard, honey, against Britt Edie's $20 million lawsuit, asking a judge to toss the case entirely, while accusing the former Real Housewives of Atlanta cast member of trying to rewrite history. This is according to Jasmine Brand. Let's get into it. According to court filings, the network says that Britt Edie's claims, which include allegations of sexual harassment and emotional distress, stem from a season 16 filming incident involving Kenya Moore. As we all know, Kenya has been fired for breach of code of conduct. Okay. Now, during that moment, Moore allegedly displayed posters of explicit photos that she claimed were of Edie, though the images were later determined, excuse me, not to be her. My allergies are acting up today, y'all. Forgive me. I'm drink some water. Ooh, my throat's dry. Excuse me. All right. So Bravo insists that Edie was not misled or victimized, arguing that she knowingly signed up for a show built on authentic, unscripted dialogue, conflict, drama, and confrontation. Right, it's in the contract, girl. Said that the network also pointed to her contract, which warned that production could involve stressful or emotional challenging circumstances, including provocative conduct or speech from other cast members. Right. And they also have to sign a clause saying, like, if they get into a fight, they're not going to press charges too. I read that somewhere too. But now in its response, Bravo didn't hold back, calling the lawsuit an attempt to rewrite history and her own contractual commitments, adding that Britt Edie is now rejecting the very dynamics that she agreed to when joining the long-running franchise. You might not have a leg to stand on in this if you signed this contract, which we know you did because your ass was on the show. You don't have a footing in this lawsuit, love. Just let it go. Just say you're embarrassed, okay? Like, you are going far with this. Bravo and their lawyers, honey, they can go to court like for years and years and years and bankrupt you over some shit. Like, you wasn't even on the fucking posters. That wasn't even you on the poster. She alluded that it was you. So why not go after Kenya for defamation? Why not go after her for sexual misconduct and all this other stuff that you're going after Bravo? You're suing the wrong person, right? Go after Kenya. She don't got no money, but you can go after her, right? She ain't paying the bills. So the network also addressed the fallout from the incident, noting that Kenya Moore was suspended over the situation and ultimately not asked back. Meanwhile, y'all hear that? Meanwhile, Bravo says that Edie herself was invited to return to season 17, but she declined. So you were offered to come back and still get a bag even after you did what you did, and you declined to come back. So now your ass out here scratching and surviving and thinking you about to come up on 20 million. So you gave up this money over here thinking you about to get 20 million and your lawsuit ain't going nowhere. So now you probably ruined your chances of ever working with Bravo again, right? Now, as it stands, Bravo is asking the court to dismiss the lawsuit in full. So the case remains ongoing. We will give you guys updates as we get them. Let me know what y'all think about that. Let's move along, child. We got one more post after this. And I might can that one. But let's get into this one. Real Housewives of Atlanta, since we're talking about it. Kelly Ferris's husband is locked up again, child. I said, damn, can he stay out of jail already? First you was in there for not paying child support. Now you're in there for theft. Let's get into it, honey. She's staying on his ass. Y'all hear me? Kelly is getting her husband locked up for every damn thing. He get out and go right back. So according to Jasmine Brand, Real Housewives of Atlanta star Kelly Ferris's ex, Mark Farrell, is hit with felony theft arrest as defamation case against Bravo drags on. He's also suing Bravo as well, if y'all didn't know, okay? So legal troubles are continuing to mount for Real Housewives of Atlanta star Kelly Ferris's ex-husband, Mark Farrell, following a new arrest in Georgia. Now, according to online records, Mark Farrell was taken into custody Tuesday on felony charges of theft by taking. Authorities say that the alleged incident dates back to November, though additional details surrounding the case have not yet been released. Whew. Let's see. Now, the arrest adds another layer to Farrell's ongoing legal battles, particularly his contentious history with Kelly. The former couple has been locked in a dispute over child support, which we know he just got out of jail not too long ago, where he had to pay to the tune of $65,000 just to get out for arrears that he was in. With Farrell previously jailed last year over unpaid balance before later securing his release after making a payment, as I just told you. Kelly and Mark, who married in 2011, officially finalized their divorce in September of 2024 after she filed in 2022. Beyond his issues with Kelly, Farrell is also currently pursuing legal action against Bravo, as I just told you, accusing the network of defamation tied to claims made about him on the show. Okay, so again, you probably want to go after Kelly. You probably want to go after Kelly because she used that as her storyline, not Bravo. I mean, they just filmed the shit. That was Kelly that said the defamed your character. We said that way. She defamed your character. So maybe go after Kelly. maybe go after Kelly. Okay. It's not working out too well going after Bravo, because Bravo, their attorneys, they ain't feeling that shit. But what are you guys' thoughts on that? So he's found himself locked up once again. Let's go ahead and I'll go ahead and do this last topic with Toya from Married to Medicine. All right, then I gotta go, guys. I'm going in the office today, so I need to get out of here. What time? Yeah, it's good time. Lord. Bravo Shade Room. Toya Bush says that she and Dr. Heavenly are different types of women. She says that I wouldn't call my husband daddy and my children mommy. I agree with that. It does seem weird when Heavenly say that on the show, like daddy, Dr. Daddy. I'm not daddy. Because there's some things that you just don't do to your husband that, you know, well, daddy, let's say it that way. The things that you do to your husband, you damn sure wouldn't do to your daddy. So it's weird that you would even connect the two in terms of calling your husband daddy. It just, I don't know. Maybe when he's hitting it from the back or something and he asks you whose is it or something, then you say yours, daddy. I mean, then that's appropriate, I guess, if you're trying to be a little freaky deaky. But just, daddy, just out in public, daddy, when that's your husband, people looking like, what the fuck is going on here, right? But let's get into this, because y'all know Toya just does not see it for Heavenly, and she's gonna find every single solitary thing to say about her. Let's go.
And mommy, daddy, look. So we speak differently. I think that she has her opinion. I have mine. If my husband's okay with it, I think it's okay. I do think there's some areas of growth for me. There are. I'm a strong female. I'm from Detroit. It is what it is, and we could be a little abrasive. We're learning how to put sugar on.
I've been married almost 30 years, and everybody talks crazy when there are no cameras.
Okay. Thank you. And mommy, daddy, look. So
we know Simone. We know. Okay. Simone is one of those doctors who she just don't care. I know some of her patients be like, oh my God, you were on the show the other day, girl, and your mouth was just like, oh my God. Simone be like, mother effer, God D. I be like, oh my God. Girl, you are like, calm it down. Simone got a mouth on her to be a doctor. My God. So let's continue.
Reaction to Heavenly making fun of the way that you speak to Eugene when she told Damon to wash his hands at the start of the finale.
I just think that there's a different type of woman. I'm a different type of woman. I wouldn't go around calling my husband daddy. I wouldn't call my children mommy, daddy. Look. So we speak differently. I think that she has her opinion. I have mine. If my husband's okay with it, I think it's okay. I do think.
Reaction.
I agree. I did see that episode where Heavenly looked like she was making something in the kitchen, and I think they were getting ready to eat or whatever. And she told, and she does talk to him like he's one of the kids too, right? But so Dr. Daddy, we're calling that, was walking to go do something. I'm not sure. And Heavenly told him, go wash your hands. This is how she talked to him. Go wash your hands, daddy, because we getting ready to eat. And he says to her, well, you didn't have to tell me to wash my hands. Like, I know to wash my hands. Okay. So I'm like, ooh, okay. So she said, I'm going to talk to you like Toya talked to Eugene. And he just kind of looked at her like, yeah, no, we ain't about to do that shit. Okay. Up in here. But I don't know why Heavenly always have these digs for Toya, but then she feels so, attacked whenever Toya say something back to her. That sounds like somebody. But yeah, so she always feels attacked when somebody say something back to her. But if she can say your mama this and just go off on everybody and just say some of the craziest shit about people, but as soon as they return that and then fire her ass up, then all of a sudden she's the victim and she feels attacked. And security, that's her favorite thing. She starts some shit and then holler for security. And security like, bitch, we ain't getting in the middle of that. That's your fight, right? Kind of like how she did with Contessa. She was talking about Contessa's mama, and Contessa was about to let off in her ass, and then she wanted to call security. Security didn't even come. I think they wanted to see Heavenly get beat up, and I did too. Should I say that? You too? I don't know. But so yeah, so shout out to Toya for calling her out. I think that Heavenly's vitriol towards Toya still stems from when Toya put Heavenly's business out there about her son's arrest on the show, because Heavenly wasn't going to talk about it. So Toya kind of kicked the damn door down and mentioned that Heavenly's son was arrested, which then Bravo / Andy Cohen / NBC Universal told Heavenly, yeah, bitch, you got to talk about that shit now, since you always talking about everybody else's business. Yes, bitch, that's your storyline this season. Miss Friend of, okay? Yeah, so she's friend of this season. She's been bumped down since she want to be in politics. And now your ass got to talk about your business, something that you don't ever want to talk about, right? And I love that for you. But let me know what y'all think about all the topics that we discussed. I got to get out of here. All right, love you guys all. Thank you to my top flight mods. He said, I bet you Cecil be all kind of over. Oh, yeah, I know she cussed him out thoroughly. Okay. I know Cecil get cussed out thoroughly by Simone, child, and she be loud with it too. Y'all know how Simone mouth is. But shout out to my top flight mods, Rose Armstead, Tiffany Thomas, and True TV Podcast. Thank you, ladies, for doing such an awesome job. Thank you so much to all of my content creators that joined us. Okay. Y'all know your names, honey, one by one, for those of you that are in here. Thank you so much to my Caramellians in the chat, in the bushes, wherever you are watching from. Also check us out over on Rails World, which is our other channel. Check out our parody videos. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel so you guys will know when we go live again. Again, do not forget, guys, Beauty in Black will be, well, it should be on today. It may be on now if you guys want to go take a look at it, if you guys can. Again, like I said, honey, technology, honey, you can watch TV shows on your phone. I do it at work, child. When I'm working, I be watching, catching up on my DVR on my phone. Okay, I sure the hell do, and still can work and get everything done. So if my boss is watching this video, don't be tripping because I do be working. Okay, yeah. But anywho, thank you guys. A good show. I will be, yes, honey. What up, Britt? What up, Britt? Y'all shout out to Britt's Block. Love her down. Okay, very talented individual. So love you guys. I will see you guys later. You said great show, Caramel. I appreciate it. I try to give you guys some great topics. So let me know what y'all think about all the topics that we discussed. Put it in the comments. Let me know. I will be responding to each and every comment. Until the next video, let's get out of here. Okay, bye.